Hello, everybody. Welcome to the penultimate Friendsim, Volume 17. This has been a fun year. I'll be honest. Like if I've counted it out correctly, and barring any surprise Friendsims, this is the second to last night of Hiveswap Friendsim live streams. Because we are almost out of trolls to meet, and yeah, this has been a fun year. It's like, we've been through 17 of these things. Man, it's 35 actually, because there was that one twofer. Trolls. Well, we're about to meet trolls number 34 and 35, rather. Right? Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, let's do this. Volume 1. Gee, that was this summer. Well, for me it was this summer. I mean, they actually started in April. I didn't start watching these things until June. One last lock left to unlock. Yeah, Volume 1 released on 4/13, Homestuck Day. Anyway, Volume 17 of Tziyna Tech Acerbic? Acerbic? Oh, anyway. Yeah, I was still in the middle of reading Homestuck at the time, which is why I didn't start playing the Friendsims immediately. Anyway, yes, this is it, fellas. Another night of laughter and camaraderie. Another night of joy and communion with some totally normal teens who would never... just kidding, you're still in Alternia. You just know one of these miserable chuckle fucks around here somewhere, waiting for the exact right moment to inundate you with another disgusting dose of friendship. Who's going to be the author of your destruction in this accursed evening? Oh, the narrator for this game has gotten a lot, way more jaded since the start of this thing. Apparently James wrote this intro. Okay. Acerbic. Soft C. Okay, thank you. So let's say we have... Bad Girl Jade. I kind of love her immediately. And Nikki Moolah. A.K.A. Laura's new favorite. So yeah, I'm going to start with the J-Blood. I always go left to right on these things. But yeah, I just love... It's like her sarcasm pleases me immensely. Daria. And Nikki Moolah. Keeping up with the theme of blue bloods and farm animals, I guess. So many muscles. Yes, anyway. So yeah, we got sarcasm and muscles are the two themes for the evening. We'll start with sarcasm. Daria. Ugh. Yeah, we have to start with you, Daria. I know, it's such a drag, isn't it? Such a drag to be the one to go first, huh? Alright. Your feet drag as you walk, every limb heavy and slow, and your thoughts are cloudy and dull. Your palm husk is filled with unanswered texts. You feel guilty about this in the back of your mind, where weird feelings live crammed together because the friend of your mind is too busy being lethargic and numb. Being the bad friend goes against the core tenets of your beliefs, but answering tests just seems like too much effort. You're not sure where this particular malaise came from, just the unusual friend-making animus that drives you is still there, but it doesn't feel strong enough to overcome how tired you are of everything else. You can't quite remember how it felt to care that much about companionship and camaraderie. In fact, right now you can't remember how it felt to care about much of anything. Your thoughts drift to fantasies of driving your car into the uninhabited Alternian desert until you run out of fuel, and perhaps letting the sun have its way with you? Jesus. The narrator's in the mood tonight. It could be part of the feeling that you've almost made all of their friends there are to make, and that there's little left for you to do on this planet. It could be weeks of trauma catching up and sinking into depression to protect you from thinking about it all. Yeah, that is a thing. Like, We're kind of like getting into like meta territory here with like, what do you do when it's like your story is about to come to an end, dude? And what's going to happen when it does? Either way, it just feels like so much effort to do anything, and you'd sort of become oblivious to, and you'd sort of welcome oblivion if it showed up right now to offer its sweet embrace. Your listless walking has taken you into a familiar neighborhood. Ah, the cerulean part of town. You smile as you reminisce. Sweet memories peeking through like beams of sunlight through the fog of your apathy. Not far from here is Malik's Hive, with all its hacky equipment and charming upper-middle-class atmosphere of entitlement and complacence, mixed with vaguely socially aware concern. And though you've only seen pictures of it on Chitter, you know that Ramal's hipster art studio hive is also in the neighborhood. And one block over is Ardata's place, which gave you your gruesome and troubling introduction to Alternian social mores. It is probably, now that he mentions it, it is probably a good thing that Ardata came so early. Gave MSPA reader an idea of what exactly to expect out of Alternian children. One taught you love, one taught you patience, one taught you pain, or something like that. Oh, here's the music. Yeah. We got some trolls. Take a peek at them. Let's see, I wonder if these trolls are any interesting cameos here? What the heck color of blood is that? It's like a... It's not that... That's a weird color of blood. Like, it's not even lime, it's just kind of, like, radioactive green. I don't know. Yeah, there's a true Aries sign in the back there, which is interesting. Pretty sure that's vomit. Okay, vomit makes sense. There you go. I love how this other troll just does not care at all about the guy laying in the sidewalk. Excuse me. That's somebody with Chicksie sign? Oh yeah, that's there too. Oh yeah, it's not quite true Aries. Isn't it? Maybe not. Oh, it's Scorpius. That was it. Okay. Anyway. Bunch of trolls. You know, you can pause and analyze that on your own time. Or I will, anyway. The hive you're closest to is actually L-words, and as you shamble closer, you realize that a lot of other trolls seem to be converging here too. Fishing out your palm husk, you see that the unread message from L-word is an invitation to a party at her place. Cat. Watch yourself. Looking around you, you feel a flame of your old desire to meet and greet rekindling in your heart. There are plenty of trolls here you haven't met yet. Plenty of opportunities for friendship. The now roaring fire in your belly feels a little artificial, like someone just injected you with friend-making hormones to flood out your regular human melancholy. But you're not going to complain because this is vastly preferable. AKA, the plot demands that we move forward, so here we go. As you're walking briskly towards L-word's hive, you spot a troll lurking in the shadows by L-word's back door. Curious, you approach, and when you get closer, you can spot the jade green in her outfit. By the way, L-word's back door, phrasing. Phrasing! Although there's not much of her blood color in comparison to what most other trolls seem to sport, because she's mostly wearing black, and spikes, and black spikes. Yo. Stop being depressed, it's plot time. Ugh, it's you. I guess it makes sense you'd be here. You're probably friends with L-word, huh? Whatever. Yeah, you're friends with L-word, but you didn't come here for the party. You're just in the neighborhood. You tried to mimic Daria's disaffected slouch. That's who she is, isn't it? She's Daria. I've never actually seen Daria, but I've heard tell that it was like, you know, But yeah, I need to watch it something. It's like an old MTV cartoon that I've never watched, but whatever. And yeah, yes, also MSPA Reader just magically knows Daria's name. But it's not hard, as you can just channel the you from about 60 seconds ago, who was very disaffected indeed. From the approving arc of Daria's eyebrow, you think you're doing a pretty good job. Yeah, parties are lame. Most parties are, anyway. This one might be cool. L-word's pretty cool. So we got the butch lesbian, is basically what we've got going on here with Daria. I mean, she seems alright. Yeah, look at that. She's got a little blush there. I don't know how well we can see it on the stream, but she's got just a little blush. I don't think she's that cool. I just think her hair and clothes and personality don't completely suck is all. You tactfully don't comment on the green blush to Daria's cheeks when she's talking about L-word, nor the way she keeps glancing at the door like she's hoping someone will invite her in. She's clearly trying to sneak into this party and doesn't have an invite. Excuse me. Yeah, a little blushy. When a branch snaps in the bushes, Daria startles and looks around, shiftily. You wonder if she's supposed to be out here on her own, this far from the caverns at all. I'm not a baby like Wanshi. So what if I snuck out? The cloister rules are so lame. Bronya is so lame. I can't believe L-word used to hang out with her. I guess if she hadn't befriended Bronya, then I never would have met her. It's hard to meet non-Jade Bloods in the caverns. All the time you're underground with nothing but Lushai and grubs and the same stupid Jades every day. It sucks down there. Daria's imitation grubhorn bracelets clang as she folds her arms over her chest. Her heavy makeup makes it look like her eyes are twin black holes. With all sense of fun and caring about things might where all sense of fun and caring about things might go to die. She's giving you a marked contrast from how Bronya talked about the caverns, with the peace and quiet and safety they offered compared to Alternia's surface. And other than that time Lunera nearly killed you in the cave, and that time you were nearly trampled by a rampaging Lucis, you remember liking the caverns. Pfft, you would think that. Don't know why I thought you might be cool. You might be friends with L-word, but you're also friends with Bronya and Lirnia? Lunera? What the fuck was that pronunciation? And also, what is it with J Bloods in the letter Y? That seems to be a theme. Bronya, Lunera, Daria. It's not as strong as, like, the T theme with Teals, but... They're the two most boring trolls on this planet. You do not know Lunera very well. Kanaya is another one, also with the Y. What's Wanshi's last name? Is there a Y in her last name? You can't help but feel slightly defensive of your friends. Sure, Lunera is Lunera, but you wouldn't call her boring. And Bronya is very fond of rules, it's true, but she can hang. Ugh, whatever. This conversation is dumb. I don't care if you can't get me into the party. Nothing matters anyway. Just make your stupid choice and get on with it. That's a little meta. J-Bloods are not known for being quite this meta. Okay, come on. Where's the... 6 months and they still haven't fixed this? Yeah, it's like, depending on the resolution... It's like, I've talked about this before, but like, depending on the resolution... Like, the hitbox on these numbers doesn't necessarily match up with where the number actually is. It's very frustrating. Suggest to go home. Party hard. Well, that's probably... Well, I don't really know. Because... It's like, maybe you, like, walk her home and bond that way. Or we go into the party and... things get out of hand. So let's just do this. Start from the top. Take it from the top. When in doubt. Thinking about the J-Blood Caverns has got you really missing them. The quiet monotony, the cute little grubs, the dank air and darkness. You can't think of a better place to lay down and have a depression nap. Perhaps even a depression coma. So you straighten up out of your slouch and tell Daria that regardless of your opinion on Bronya and how cool or lame she is, those cloister rules probably exist for a reason, right? Maybe the two of you can go back to the caverns together. Ugh. Fine, be a goody two-struck pod encasements. Cute. I'm gonna go somewhere where it's not so lame. Lame. Lame? You? Okay. Yeah, you never know what the ending's like. Like, that was, like, the obvious bad pick. But there have been plenty of times where the obvious bad pick turned out to be, like, the right answer. So, hey, there we go. Party hard! Party, 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 party. What the hell. It's not your job to keep anyone in line. And it's not like you have a great understanding of why even the older Jade Bloods. It's like... Anyway. My mind did a weird loop on itself. It's not like you have a great understanding of why even the older Jade Bloods need to stay in the ground anyway. If Daria wants to sneak into parties and get into trouble, who are you to say no? Daria expresses no pleasure at your decision to get her into the party. She just shrugs and rolls her eyes. You shrug and roll your eyes back. You can play the role of disaffected teen with the best of them. You take her around to the front door. Yeah, like people just gave it a perfect example. Like, stand there like an asshole was the correct response in Chixia's route. You take her around to the front door. Hey, you're looking forward to seeing Elward again. When you met her, you didn't have nearly as many friends as you do now. And in retrospect, you know you came off as kind of sycophantic. Wouldn't it be great if you could introduce Elward to the new, popular, and knowledgeable you? As you're walking up the steps, a huge shadow dwarfs you. You look up to see Jhut, of all trolls, grinning above you. Huh! Oh, hi! Didn't expect to see you here. Well, hey, little one. I remember you. And who is this new little one you've got with you? Jhut switches her interest from you to Daria, grinning down at her. Daria isn't huge for a J-Blood or anything, but she seems absurdly tiny with Jhut looming over her like that. Yeah, I thought she'd be off planet by now. I know, right? She only had like a week left last time we saw her. And that was... I mean, time is weird in this little Friendsim, even more so than usual. But who knows? Her face remains impassive and bored, but she scuffs one of her big black boots on the ground and twists one of her spiky bracelets around her wrist. Cute. Don't see many little jades outside of the caverns. I've always found greenies fascinating, so devoted to the continuation of the species. What a holy mission. Jhut moves slowly. Okay. Personal space. Personal space. Jhut moves slowly and lazily, like she has all the time in the world and no conceivable reason to rush, and reaches down to pat Daria's shoulder. She lets her hand linger, one claw resting against Daria's neck. Ain't it a dangerous proposition to be so far away from your green brothers and sisters? Unless you're hiding something in those pretty veins. A slimy chill runs down your spine. Daria seems frozen on the spot, staring straight ahead at Jhut's bosom in front of her. You think Jhut is joking, but it can be hard to tell with clowns. Your human is just so much more highbrow than everyone else's. Huh. Just joking. This looks like a good party. Even if L-word is too blasphemous for my taste sometimes. See both of you little ones inside. And then she ambles away, bending down to duck inside the door to the party. You hear party sounds, music and laughter and chinking drinks, and what could be the sound of someone being murdered, which qualifies as party noises on this planet. Then the door swings shut again, and you and Daria look at each other. Daria's heavy makeup can make it hard to read her expression, but you can still tell that she's rattled. It's like, ooh, yeah. You know what? Looks like this party is filled with lame conformers. All these high bloods that buy into the system and do what they're told. Even L-word. We can find something better to do somewhere else. Yeah, Okay, so this brings up a point that, like, I was talking about earlier with someone on Discord, how, like, kind of like a persistent rumor with the Friendsim trolls is that, you know, there's always, it's like people always think that someone's going to be a secret line blood or something. Well, it's like, yeah, it came up because, like, I brought this up a Friendsim or two ago, how like within the lore of Homestuck, it's weird how little impact line blood trolls have had. Calliope tells you that there used to be line blood trolls, but they were all wiped out. There are a few hints that it's all but stated, really, that Carcat ought to be a line blood, except he's a mutant. And then that's it. That's kind of the only. It's like they have borne no relevance whatsoever on anything whatsoever to do with any of the plot elements. So, like, as the Friendsims have come out, there's been like kind of a persistent floating rumor that just floats from troll to troll, which has any troll that has an air of mystery has been theorized to be a secret Jade blood at some point, a secret Line blood at some point. It was theorized that what's her name? It's like the one who was troll Jewish. I forgot her name. You know, it's like people thought that troll Jewish might be in that Senui? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's like that one teal blood. Yeah, Stelsa. Thank you, chat. Like, people thought that Stelsa might be a secret Lion blood because she is troll Jewish, whatever that means. Troll Jewish probably just means troll Jewish, because trolls are like that sometimes. You know, it's like, but we did actually, like, you literally see her bleed in one of the endings, so no, she's not a Lion blood. You know, Ardata might be a secret Lion blood because her sign's hidden. Marvis might be a secret Lion blood because his sign's hidden. And now we are actually, like, addressing the possibility that Daria is not the Jade blood she claims to be. Yes, you can hear my cat. In the background there. So now it's, like, weird that they're actually, like, bringing up, you know, foreshadowing the possibility of somebody lying about their blood color. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know, like, how plausible that is that Daria is the secret Lion blood, if a secret Lion blood is even in this game somewhere. But yeah, I don't know. Weird. Anyway, but, like, she is actually nervous now, though. Like, she might not be a Jade blood because, like, although that might just be that Jhut is an intimidating motherfucker, because she is. But yeah, like, Jhut, you know, brought up the possibility that she's not really a Jade blood, and now Daria's rattled, which is interesting. Very interesting. Let's continue. Yeah, to hell with this party. You're down to find your own fun, especially if that means not putting Daria in the way of potentially murder-happy clowns. Yeah, it's perfectly normal to be nervous around Jhut. That is an excellent point. That is kind of the counterpoint to this whole line of thought I've just been going on. As you saunter away from the party, you realize that Daria is looking at you expectantly. Well, you have this reputation for being all unconventional and weird and rebellious. Here, want to jump on the back of my chair? There. There. Everyone seems to think that you're, like, totally fucking with the conventions of the society or whatever. So you got any suggestions for cool shit to do? God, you sure felt a lot of pressure to be quirky since word has spread about your manic pixie dream alien ways. Manic pixie dream alien. That's perfect. That's a perfect description, isn't it? It's not like you're trying to be a vehicle for other characters to project onto, assisting in character growth and insight for those around you while your impulse decision and free and carefree ways somehow keep you yourself stagnant and forever unchanged. It just seems to sometimes be like that. Okay, wow, that got interesting. Anyway, you're tired, and it's daunting to have a punk teen expecting you to come up with suggestions for cool stuff. You have a feeling she's going to shoot down whatever you suggest. You rack your brain trying to think of anywhere from your many adventures that Daria might like. Your think pan comes up with zilch and squat, and she's starting to look bored with you. Confessing that you can't think of anything is probably an option if you want Daria to be your friend. And as exhausting and disillusioned as you feel with your socialite routine, you like her and you want to bond. Confessing anything. So, like, the cat did in fact jump on my chair. I don't think you can see it though. So the game is actually telegraphing what the correct choice is, or what MSPA reader thinks is the correct choice, which is fairly unique. I don't think MSPA readers ever expressed a preference for a choice before. You know what I mean? Like, always, like, just the decision pops up and it's like, boom, you know, whatever. But, like, here, MSPA reader is actually, like, saying that, look, this is the correct option. Or at least he thinks it. They think it's the correct option. Let's not pick it, I don't think, because I'm actually going to trust MSPA reader's judgment on this, which may be foolish. Wander the streets like hoodlums. Here's the thing. Your weirdest and best adventures have happened to you when you've decided to be spontaneous and just let shit happen. Adventures and coolness are both hard things to plan. So what, are you suggesting that we just wander over yonder? Which Lore Weaver is currently watching as we speak. Her derisive tone makes you hesitate, but, well, yes, that's exactly what you're suggesting. Daria gives you a long, considering look. You hold your breath, then she shrugs. Okay, whatever, sure. Not like I have anything better to do. Let's just go. We're in the bad neighborhood? What is this? Oh, come on. I don't know if you can see it on stream, but Daria's sprite does not quite reach the bottom of the screen. All of the trolls in the background here look familiar. Man. Oh, hey, it's a Tagara and his black BF up above the beer sign. Here, check it out. It's, yeah, like, look right above. Yeah, Polypub bottom left. Maybe. No, that's not Polypub. Polypub has different horns entirely. Well, I mean, Polypub's horns aren't curved, so I don't think that's her. But that is definitely Gorgor and Galik. Is that his name? The one with the goat dad. They're up on the balcony there. Someone with a cat in their bag, which is indeed adorable. Anyway, it was just... yeah, well, it is Tagara. Yeah, it's totally Tagara. It's Tagara and Galik. I think that's how that's pronounced, Galek. Because, like, you can see him poking out from around the corner, too. And that's clearly him. It's clearly both of them. You meander through the well-maintained cerulean streets heading downtown. This seems like a good opportunity to get to know your new potential friend, so you start by asking her some fairly simple questions. Ugh. How am I? Gee, I don't know. I'm forbidden to leave the stupid caverns, and as a J-Blood, all I have to look forward to is a life being forbidden to do things. How do you think I am? Okay. Try to walk that one back a little. It sounds like Daria is unsatisfied with the Teal Blood setup. That's one way to put it. Could also say I'm unsatisfied with, like, the whole setup of my species. You've been here for a while now. Don't tell me you haven't noticed that every part of our society is transparent bullshit. You glance around because Daria is right. You've been around for a while, and that means you know enough to know that if the wrong people overheard this kind of talk, you'd both get culled on the spot. But everyone here seems distracted by their own nonsense. Cautiously, you can see that, yeah, you've noticed a certain bullshit aroma. Yep, it all stinks. No one has any kind of real future except for the highest of the high bloods. And actually, I've heard that things pretty much suck for them, too. Some might say that purple bloods are the most disprivileged class of them all. Yes, some might say that indeed. You're just going to continue and not comment on that one. Instead, you point out that being a J-Blood, Daria has a purpose beyond just growing up to become fodder in the Imperial Army. Like you've heard other trolls mention. Surely that counts as a real future. Ugh. Don't get me started. Chat, the zebra is actually a visionary? I hate the very concept of giving Zebra credit for something. And yet, here we fucking are. Suffice it to say, I'm not exactly hype about the purpose that I supposedly have. More like the purpose that was arbitrarily assigned to me. It's not like I have a choice. Rebelling in any sort of real way would put me in danger of a culling. Life here is pretty much just hopeless. Damn. You wish you had a good counter-argument? You wanted to give her some words of comfort, but what can you even say? Daria is right. Shit's grim. At least you're honest. Thanks for not bullshitting me. You know, Lanera said you were good to talk about real stuff. I guess she was right. That's... Huh. You're surprised that Lanera is going around talking about you, saying positive things even. But you're even more surprised that Daria is bringing her up in a non-derisive context. You didn't know that Daria and Lanera were close. Ugh, no. Gross. Grim, and perhaps dark, you could say. Thanks. Daria and Porin would get along great, I think. Oh yeah, definitely. I hate Lanera. And not in a romantic way. Or, well... Anyway, never mind. Aw, she's so... I love it when she gets flustered. It's adorable. Daria looks embarrassed and flustered and also pissed at you. At least you've gotten the subject away from how hopeless everything is. But still, you don't want this friendship to sour. God, she's thirsty. Yeah, she is. I hate her, but not hate her. As you're scanning your useless brain for a tactful subject change, you're saved by the footsteps of a new troll approaching. Ah, hey! Tziyna! Always good to see you again. Hey! Huh? Perfect. As luck would have it, you know this troll. It's Tziyna. Which makes sense because your meandering has taken you and Daria close to Tziyna's favorite book hive. Oh, it's you. What are you doing here? Never mind. I don't even need to ask. You're obviously making friends with this Jade Blood. I love how this is just your reputation now. Everybody knows what you're like. This is exactly what come to expect. It's easiest ending with just drinking some coffee water and looking at the sky is one of the best endings in the game. Yeah, it is. I love that ending. That ending is why I got this thing. Like I painted this myself. You may not have. If you don't watch every single stream, you might have missed out on me introducing this thing. But like I painted this after going through Tziyna's route because I wanted to give her a little honor. The village two-wheeled friendship device, or the moirail slut, as I like to call us. Searching for some dumb shit to do, no doubt. Don't let me keep you. Tziyna looks just as exhausted as you remember. You don't want her to go just yet because it's been a while since you've seen her, and you're always eager for an opportunity to catch up with a friend, especially one of the less murderous ones. Then you notice Daria eyeing Tziyna's mug of unidentifiable liquid, and an idea... Excuse me. And an idea occurs to you. You get excited, bouncing a little on the balls of your feet as you introduce Tziyna and Daria to each other. You explain to Tziyna with a meaningful look that you hope she'll interpret correctly that you and Daria were just conversing about the more unjust aspects of Elturnian society and how hopeless everything seems to be. What do you mean, the more unjust aspects? Does Elturnian society have aspects that are not unjust? I'm sweeps into studying our legal system, and I haven't found any. Oh god, we're clubs now. And we're shit at being clubs, too, with how this is going. Daria makes a muffled sound that could be a laugh. You make your meaningful look more meaningful. Doesn't Tziyna remember that conversation she had with you about justice in the shitty system? She might not. This might be like a time shenanigans thing. The importance of possibly futile work to try and improve things someday? Christine? Tziyna squints at you, and takes a long slurp from her mug. Right. Yeah, I remember. You wave your hands around. Now we're talking! Tziyna is one of the few friends you've made that seems to not only notice that shit was fucked, but wanted to dedicate herself to unfucking the shit as much as she could. Of course, many of your dear friends try to make the world a little better in various clumsy, interpersonal, distinctly Elturnian ways. You think of Chixie striving for her music, even when it pits her against high bloods, the baffling but sweet ways that Kanon Azdaja and Gilek and Dagora care for each other, and Falzer's commitment to political... Well, why did you think of that guy? He's a total shill for the Condense. For the Condesk. Anyway, Tziyna has a big picture mentality and a cause that she believes in, and the simple fact that she hasn't yet completely given up is inspiring. Daria is struggling with feelings of despair, so maybe Tziyna could talk to her about the work she's been doing. Little people laughing at the Falzer line. Yeah, that's a fun. Yeah. Scratched Falzer is the canon one, apparently. Yeah, it's sad but true, apparently. What? No, I'm not struggling. It's whatever. Rest in peace, Comrade Falzer. Yep. I don't even care. Daria kicks at the ground sulkily. Tziyna looks her over, her eyes lingering on the jade symbol in her shirt and her spiky black jewelry, then sighs. Sure, you don't care. I went through a phase of telling myself that too. Thought it would make it easier to deal. But nah. Tziyna pauses for another mug slurp. And you think she might be enjoying the opportunity to monologue a little bit? Daria huffs. The only thing that helps... I'm not even sure that helps is the right word for it. It's finding something to work on in your own little corner. To try and make shit a little less... If there's nothing I can do in my corner, it's pointless to pretend otherwise. And that goes for everyone. Like, this whole system is designed to keep high bloods stamp out dissent in every corner. One troll can't do anything against something like that. Tziyna's eyebrow twitches as she stares at Daria, clearly peeved at being interrupted. Uh-oh, this could be going better. Well, no shit. What do you take me for? I'm not saying that all it takes is standing up and fighting for what's right or something stupid like that. It's obviously a surefire way to get culled. Well, then what are you saying? How can you even know what whatever piddly little action you're taking will change anything? I can't tell you the future, dumbass. No one can give you a guarantee that any kind of action taken will ultimately be effective. You have to decide for yourself that it's worth it to try anyway. Oh, this is getting heavy all of a sudden. Why would you think it's worth it when everything around us confirms that nothing will ever change? Can't believe that you're calling me a dumbass when that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Tziyna looks like she's about ready to throw the contents of her mug in Daria's face. Knowing trolls, she'd probably follow up with the mug itself. This is not the conversation you'd hoped for at all. You step in before things get any more heated. You tell Tziyna that you're sorry and that you didn't flag her down just so that her ideas could get shit on. You turn to Daria, who is staring at both of you with a defiant look on her face and a stubborn set to her jaw. This kid, she's just so dead set in rebelling against anyone who tries to tell her anything, with even the faintest whiff of authority. You really thought that maybe all that attitude could be channeled into something productive that would also help her feel better and possibly even give her a sense of purpose? You're not mad, just disappointed. Ugh. Don't give me that look, okay? I was just stating my opinion. But I guess I could have been less of a bulge about it. Bulge about it. You're pleasantly surprised that Daria, more or less, apologized. Tziyna looks mollified too. This shit just makes me so angry. Angry and sad and helpless. Like, I don't even know what to do with myself when I really have to think about it. Daria really needs a mom to shout at? Bingo, unfortunately. I feel the same way. I don't think there's any getting around the helplessness. But what I was trying to say is that working on something that might help fix things someday makes it feeling a little less powerful. So what you're saying is that it's just about making yourself feel better? Well, when you put it like that, it sounds bad. I believe I'm working on things that might affect change someday, even if I'm not around to see it. But also, yeah. Most of the time it helps me sleep at night, too. Well, sleep during the day, rather. Although it is Tziyna, so she probably does sleep at night. Anyway. You can tell Daria is a bit disappointed by this. Like, she doesn't trust that political rebellion can go hand in hand with making the rebels feel good about themselves. You point out that whether or not Tziyna feels good about her work doesn't make her work itself any less effective. Yeah, in the end, the universe doesn't care about how I feel. I'm just one troll trying to do the right thing. Or at least the okay thing. For its own sake, even if it might ultimately be futile. What the fuck else are we gonna do on this bitch of an Alternia? Sometimes life is that way on this bitch of an Earth. You got me there. I'm bored all the time, and there really ain't anything cool to do down in the caverns. I guess during the downtime in my training I could, I don't know, help you out maybe? Not that I have anything to offer other than the book hive and the jade cloisters. Access to that might really help with my research, actually. Give me your number and we can talk. Hey, we have a successful auspice. Is it just your imagination, or does Tziyna look a smidgen less tired? The bags under her eyes less baggy and her back a little straighter. And you think the corners of Daria's lips might be very slightly quirked up. Daria turns her possibly a smile from Tziyna to you. This was cool, I guess. Or at least not so bad. Excuse me. I don't know if it counts as something cool. So I guess we can keep hanging out until more shit happens. You know Daria well enough by now to recognize this for the ringing endorsement that it is. You're about to happily agree when Tziyna pipes up. I'm just heading home from studying, but I'm not tired yet. Jesus, I love you. If you wanted a third wheel to drag along. Three-way friendship combo Bob victory! Yay, we did it! By the way, now's as good a time as to mention this anyway. So remember how at the end of Hiveswap Act 1, we were going to, it's like Joey and Zephyros are on their way to find a fan? And like all we know about them is that, like, it's apparently a her. Like, because, like, I'm pretty sure Zephyros says she's a fan of ours. And I'm expecting that to be Tziyna. Like, Tziyna is my #1 suspect for that. So anyway, 3x combo. Now let's... So yeah, now let's see how else this can go. Yeah, it's like, Tziyna is my favorite suspect. Boulder comes in second place, I think. Wander Street. Don't know, what do you want to do? You tell Daria that you have no ideas for cool things to do because everything on this planet is lame. But she's from here. Doesn't she know of any non-lame places to go? Ugh, I told you, I'm stuck underground all the time. It's not my fault that I'm literally sheltered and never get to do anything fun. Oops. Maybe this was the wrong approach. She seems pissed at you. But then Daria sighs loudly and then crosses her arms from her chest. I do know of one place that's pretty alright, I guess. They're in here, anyway. It's fair. It's far, though. Not a problem. You've got wheels. You were walking around the neighborhood because, well, you felt lifeless and glum and your car needs alien fuel, which you've been reluctant to ask someone how to get because you don't want to be told it runs on grub grease or something like that. But now you have purpose again, and you're more than willing to provide transportation in service of your new friendship goal. You take Daria to your car parked a few blocks away, and she directs you where to go. You drive through neighborhood after neighborhood, through the Yellow Blood slums where you met Focal and Cuprum, the busy urban sector where you had adventures with Tagora, and the austere Indigo Blood enclave where Galik lives. We're just dropping as many names as possible in this route. Eventually, the buildings get sparse, and you think about how you are yearning to drive out into the barren landscape and... not die, maybe, but stop. Just let it all end. I wonder if that's how this is going to end. Like, the very last thing in the very last Friendsim is just going to be just driving out into the desert to await the oblivion that is the end of this storyline. You don't think Daria would take you all the way out here just for you both to meet sweet oblivion. But who knows? Trolls can be kind of hard to predict. Just when you think you've reached a point where there can't be any more city or suburbs left, a rubble of massive old buildings comes into view. It almost looks like a miniature version of the main Alternian city that you're used to, except it's all abandoned and mostly ruined. Nothing around here looks inhabitable. Mad Max Alternia? Rumor has it that some of the trolls who lived here pissed off the Condense. She culled this whole town. That would have been way back in the day. It's ancient history now. This could get interesting. If there were any survivors, I guess they'd be either dead or up in space. Anyway, all these old buildings are kind of sick. There's never anyone else here, and I'm into that. You drive until she tells you to stop in front of a huge crumbling building, and even though this thing is half gone, you can still tell that it's a mall. Huh. interesting. So I wonder if this town was where the Sufferer rebelled, or where the Summoner rebelled. Could be. It seems a bit different from the mall you visited with Polypa, even aside from the fact that it's totally dark and there's no one inside it. It seems more old-fashioned, a lot more like one of those familiar Earth malls. I'm seeing... no, I'm looking at chat, I'm seeing message deleted, spoilers deleted, spoilers deleted, spoilers deleted. Oh dear. Every dystopian movie you've ever seen has taught you that to be extremely wary of abandoned malls, and you feel pretty nervous as Daria takes you up the rickety frozen escalator. It's so dark that you can barely see your hand in front of your face. You're trying not to show your fear, because you don't want to look like a wuss in front of Daria, but you can't hold back a whimper when your foot lands on a step that makes a distinctive about-to-collapse noise. Don't be scared. It's okay, I've climbed all over this place 1,000 times. Anything that isn't already disintegrated is sturdy enough. And there's no risk of culling out here because, well, everyone's already been culled. She's gentler towards you than you would have expected, given her cynical and spiky demeanor. Guess she is a jade-blood at heart after all. You swallow your fear as you reach the top of the escalator and tell her that it's chill. Just have some horror movie associations. Daria turns and pats you stiffly on the arm. You can never tell her this, but her reassuring manner once she's noticed someone is in distress kind of reminds you of Bronya. It's worth it when you get to the cool part. Come on. That's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool little effect there, how like her hand is like shadowed to reflect movement. A little beckoning motion. Shit continues to be dark for a while, though you see some light up ahead. As you get closer, the hall opens up into a food court, and you see that the light is moonlight shining through the mostly absent roof. And Daria is right. There is something extremely surreal and cool about a decrepit, empty food court with the roof caved in. Rubble sits atop cafeteria tables, and plastic food trays are scattered on the floor. And, okay, that might be the remains of a troll skeleton, still wearing a mostly disintegrated fast food uniform, which is less cool and makes you remember that this place is abandoned because the Kondisk sent drones here to murder everyone. You want to know the weirdest thing about this mall? Is it haunted? It seems like actual adults maybe used to work here. Oh yeah, this is one of the big two rebellions. I've gone through a lot of the stores, and some of them are for adult-sized things. And there's a store that, just for like, shit the drones bring you now? There's army supplies for going off-world, too. If this mall was for adults, it must be really fucking ancient. Jeez, has it really been that long since there were any adults on this planet? Even after all your time on Alternia, that still kind of freaks you out. What must it be like to grow up entirely without adults? To live on a planet that's nothing but kids? Daria gives you a weird look. So yeah, pre-summoner ruins. What would it even be like to have adults down here, too? It sounds way more dangerous and stupid. It's not like we're all wrigglers. Trolls have to grow out of that mindset pretty fast. Cat, what are you doing about it? People have responsibilities, or whatever the fuck. Or at least they pretend to. And there's training and stuff for Jades. We're basically trapped. Maybe you'd think that planet of kids would mean you can do whatever you want. I've never had any freedom. I'll have even less as an adult. This music is way too jaunty for this scene. Yeah, no. Little musical dissonance there. I like it. I like the theme for Daria, but it just does not work for this scene. Anyway, I'll have even less as an adult. Cloistered Jades aren't even allowed to join the Imperial Army, and instead we get shipped off to live in isolation. We're forbidden to contribute genetic material to the slurry, and no paling is allowed once we mature. For some, I don't know, bullshit, old-fashioned reason I pretty much don't understand at all. Yeesh. Alternia, your whole future is decided the second you're hatched. People tell me all the time that I have it lucky as a Jade blood, but I don't feel lucky at all. Yeah, it's like people think it's like so yeah, it's like Jade bloods are basically nuns, which is just weird. Well, I mean, I suppose the only way you get more Jades is just by, like, you know, teenage stuff, teenage couplings. I like that people are saying it's like, no wonder Daria is thirsty. She only has, like, a set amount of time to, like, you know, get some business before she has to, like, take a vow of celibacy. Oof, yeah. You agree with the Daria that the future she's describing sounds bleak as hell? Right? It's going to fucking suck. And it's so shitty that I have it good. I mean, at least I don't have a certain early death, have a certain early blue. And it's so shitty that I have it good. I mean, at least I don't have shitty early death in my future, unlike a lot of low bloods. The system is so fucked up and it's never going to change, and I hate it here. I just want a way out of it. Maybe when you go back to your home planet, you could take me with you? Oh my Jesus Christ. Ugh. That request comes out of left field. And for a few seconds, you just blink at her stupidly. Even with all that angry black makeup around the eyes, you just look so sad, lost. I mean, off colors? Thanks for that. You wish you had a different answer to give her, but you tell her that you can't take her back to your planet because you don't know how, when, or if you're ever going home. You've been trying not to contemplate the future because on the rare occasions where you do let yourself think about it, existential dread tends to take over. Dread. Yeah, that's the word for it. The older I get, the more I realize how shitty things are. I try not to think about it, just like you. It still hits home sometimes. And when it does, I don't feel, like, angry. Or rebellious. Instead, I just feel completely fucking paralyzed. This, too, is a familiar emotion to you. You feel it for Daria, who has wandered over to the middle of the food court and is staring up through the cave in at the moons. She has her arms wrapped around her middle, and the spiky jewelry and jagged haircut and big black boots don't do anything to make her look less small. You wish you knew what to say to make her feel better. You've done a decent job at cheering up dejected trolls in the past, but it's hard when you're feeling so crappy about your own situation. I want to see the fan art of that scene, because that sounds fucking beautiful. You mutter something about how things could still get better. You never know what the future holds, yada yada yada, and she looks at you like she knows just how hollow your words are. You sound like Baronia. Next, you're going to tell me how important Jade Bloods are and what an honor all that responsibility is. Give me a break. Optimism is for chumps and losers. Keeping grubs safe doesn't matter. The continuation of our species doesn't matter. Nothing any of us do fucking matters. You feel your blood getting hot to match the steel that's now in her voice. You feel your blood getting hot to match the steel that's now in her voice. A sick part of you finds this train of thought a lot more viscerally satisfying than trying to cheer her up, which isn't working anyway. You stamp your feet and so does she. Can't believe anyone bothers trying to carve out a real life on this worthless shithole of a planet. There's no point. We might as well all be culled. In the back of your mind, you know you should maybe be disagreeing with some of this, but you're too worked up to care. Maybe Daria is right. Maybe nothing matters. That's fucking right. Maybe I should just quit. You falter in your righteous fury. Maybe quitting is going a bit far. Maybe the high bloods that go around causing death and destruction just because they can't have the right idea. This is starting to not sound so great. This is not sorry. No, it's not. What doesn't sound great about it? Who cares if I decide I don't want to be a caretaker, instead I just want to burn shit down for fun? There's no point to anything, so what does it matter? Who cares? Daria's hands are balled into fists and her teeth are bared as she glares at you. You open your mouth, maybe to let her that you care, even though that would probably sound trite, but no words come out. She scoffs and turns away from you and jumps up on a crumbly-looking cafeteria table. You know what? Fuck this. Friendship is as pointless as everything else. She picks up one of the chairs, and you really need to stop being surprised at the strength of even the scrawniest-looking trolls, and hurls it at the nearest fast food stall. Thought it was just a random throw at first, but it appears that she was aiming with precision because it crashes into a tank of fuel connected to the oven. You're not sure how Alternian cooking technology works, but the stall explodes in a huge green-tinged fireball that knocks you on your ass. What? You're watching horror as your ass-level vantage point. From your ass-level vantage point, as the flames lick into the restaurants on either side. Explosions happening around the food court like dominoes. Daria stands on her table in the middle of it, unmoving even as fire threatens to envelop her. This is probably the only place I actually like on this whole planet. So good riddance. It's gone. One last thing to care about. With all the dust and debris, this mall is coming down fast around you. You desperately want to get Daria out of here, but you desperately want to save yourself more. And Daria doesn't look like she wants to be saved. You make a feeble attempt, going over to her and trying to grab her around the waist to get her out of here, but she kicks you hard in the chest. Her steel-toed combat boots send you flying, and it's once again 0 days since you last broke your ribs. As used to this pain as you are, it still takes you a second of lying on the floor in agony before you can push yourself up to look back at the food court. A wall of fire now separates you from the tables inside. You can't even see Daria anymore. Your heart sinks. Maybe she'll come to her senses and pull herself out of danger and escape through the caved-in roof. Maybe she'll get out some other way. You stumble to your feet, half thinking that maybe you can find water or a fire extinguisher in some part of the mall that isn't burning up. But smoke chokes your lungs, and in your panic, your human survival instinct takes over. You dash down the escalator as mall infrastructure starts to crumble around you. And you don't want to abandon Daria, but it's all you can do to get your own sorry self out of there alive. Jesus. We just watched a villain be born? Yeah. Well, that was depressing. Okay, so that was that. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, let's see, what's her sign? Oh yeah, hope. That's that's a very hopeful, yeah. Vernius, sign of the fierce, associated with Prospect and the hope aspect. Which is a little ironic considering how that ending just went. Maybe she's a bard of hope or something? Jesus, I don't know. I don't know. Huh. So yeah, that was that. That was that route. Alright, we're going to take a... Yeah, destroyer class. Like a bard or a prince or something. Maybe. Would not have picked her as Prospect. I don't know. I don't know. It's like the moon thing is weird. Anyway. Okay, so that was that. So we have one happy ending and one terrible ending. Yeah, it's easier she found hope of a kind. Huh. Whoop, no, I picked the wrong. Picked the wrong. No. Load. There. Yes. The good ending was really good. Hey. Three-way friendship. Okay, so yeah, the Blaze of Fire ending was good, but Jesus, was it depressing. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break and then come back for Miss Muscle Beast. See you in a bit. Bye-bye. All right. See ya.